Welcome to our deep dive. I want to start with a very sincere welcome to you right off the bat, because today we are unpacking a genuinely historic and frankly heavy day.
Yeah, March 2nd, 2026.
Exactly. The day the Middle East fractured in a matter of hours. But before we get into the timeline of these three synchronized strikes by Tehran, please take a second right now to subscribe to the channel.
It really helps us out.
It does. So our mission today is understanding how a single day completely rewrote global security. And a quick reminder as we go through these highly charged geopolitical sources, we aren't taking any sides.
Right. We are just impartially reporting the facts contained in the source material so you can understand exactly what happened.
Honestly, reading through these intelligence briefs feels like trying to read a thriller where someone just ripped out the middle and skipped straight to the final explosive chapter.
Yeah, it truly was a geopolitical earthquake. The sheer scale of the escalation is just staggering. I mean, we are looking at a kinetic ring of fire stretching from the Gulf all the way to the Mediterranean.
Okay, well, let's unpack this. Starting with the Mediterranean. According to the data, I have a swarm of long-range drones launched from Tehran targeted the British RAF Akrotiri base in Cyprus.
Which is pretty wild.
It is wild. But let me play devil's advocate for a second here. Was Tehran simply banking on the sheer volume of targets paralyzing the West's decision-making process, like hitting them everywhere at once to prevent a coordinated response?
I mean, it's a logical assumption to make, but the intelligence analysts we're looking at view it very differently.
Yeah, so
They call it profound strategic blindness. They point out that Tehran completely miscalculated the legal tripwire here. By hitting sovereign UK territory, they directly risked triggering NATO's Article 5.
So not a calculated show of strength.
Not at all. It was a reckless gamble that guaranteed immediate, overwhelming retaliation.
And London's response was exactly that. Overwhelming. They immediately deployed the HMS Dragon to the eastern Mediterranean.
Right, that Type 45 destroyer essentially creates an impenetrable dome.
Yeah, it has a crew of over 200 and can fire 8 missiles in under 10 seconds. Plus, we saw the historic first live kill by F-35B jets shooting down inbound drones over Jordan.
Which is incredible technology in action.
And just to put that into perspective for you, the F-35B isn't just a fast plane. Its fifth-generation sensor fusion and stealth capabilities mean it can track and eliminate swarm targets before the enemy even knows it's there.
Exactly. It proved the UK is no longer a passive observer, and the kinetic response in the Mediterranean was just the beginning. The strikes in the Gulf were equally destabilizing.
Right, and as we pivot to the economic fallout in the Gulf, just a quick reminder, if you are enjoying this analysis, please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Okay, looking at the second and third strikes, the targets were incredibly precise.
Very precise. They hit Saudi Aramco's Ras Tanura refinery.
And simultaneously targeted American installations in the UAE, specifically the Ras Al Khaimah region and in Qatar.
We really need to emphasize the gravity of hitting Ras Tanura. You aren't just hitting a local refinery. You are severing the central artery of the global energy system.
Halting operations at a complex of that magnitude instantly disrupts millions of barrels of oil, sending immediate shockwaves through global oil prices and international freight costs.
It is an absolute economic chokehold.
And pairing that with striking U.S. logistics hubs in the UAE and Qatar, the strategic value of those bases is immense for regional stability.
Precise. Striking them simultaneously created what analysts are calling a geopolitical boomerang.
I like that term.
Yeah, rather than projecting power outward to force the U.S. and its allies to back off the kinetic action, achieve the exact opposite.
Right. It instantly unified historically cautious nations into a direct armed coalition against Tehran.
So the blowback was immediate. The UK, France, and Germany issued a joint ultimatum threatening massive airstrikes.
To completely eliminate the regime's missile and drone capabilities. And locally, Saudi Arabia formally entered the war.
Which is the historic pivot here. We are seeing the sudden formation of a heavily armed, synchronized, multinational Arab alliance led by Riyadh.
Replacing decades of internal competition with a unified deterrence. It is the ultimate irony, really. By trying to project power outward, Tehran trapped itself in the exact ring of fire it attempted to create, facing absolute military strangulation on multiple fronts.
The speed at which this alliance materialized changes the geopolitical calculus entirely.
It really does. But before we leave you to mull that over, one final reminder to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a deep dive.
There's a lot more to cover as the situation develops.
Definitely. Which leaves us with a huge question for you to think about. If this crisis permanently replaces decades of internal Middle Eastern competition with a unified Arab military bloc, what will the new global balance of power look like once the dust settles?